good day, viewers. This is Mr. Brown Garage here for the news. This is a new segment on our channel and we call the news. I heard that somewhere else, but let's leave it. So, here we are. What I want, it's not criticize anyone. I just want to make sure that we are informed, know what's going on the streets. We can repair cars, we can build cars, we can do whatever we want, but we must stay informed about what is going down on the streets. And on today's news, we have this headline.
All reported potholes in South Africa are fixed within 2 weeks, says Transport Department. The Department of Transport has told Parliament that every pothole reported in South Africa was repaired within 14 days of being logged in the past financial year. In its 2024-2025 annual report, the department said that potholes reported through the SANRAL app were all patched within 2 weeks of being reported. SANRAL, the South African National Roads Agency, limited responsible for the National Road Network, made the claim during a briefing to the Select Committee on Public Infrastructure in November. When asked to provide a breakdown of pothole repairs by province, the department's acting director general, Mathabatha Makanyama, said those specific figures were not available. Instead, the department can only provide data on how many square meters of road were repaired in each region, not the number of individual potholes. Makanyama also explained that provinces and municipalities can upload their own pothole reports into the SANRAL system, but detailed provincial totals are not currently compiled. What motorists are saying, not everyone agrees with the department's rosy picture. The Automobile Association, AA, has said the pothole problem is getting worse, not better. AA spokesperson Eliner Mavimbela estimates there are well over 25 million potholes across the country, with numbers having grown by about 67% over the past 5 years. According to the AA, potholes are no longer just a driving nuisance, they are now a serious road safety issue. Bigger and deeper potholes can damage tires, rims, suspension systems, and even vehicle bodies. In some cases, potholes have even been linked to fatal crashes, especially in busy urban areas. Costs and local action. Between 2023 and 2025, SANRAL says it paid out 15 million rands in claims to motorists whose vehicles were damaged in pothole-related accidents on national roads. However, most potholes occur on municipal roads, which are the responsibility of city authorities. In July this year, Johannesburg Mayor Dada Maro launched a War on Potholes campaign, saying it would cost an estimated 700 million rands to fix all potholes in the city. Another initiative, Discovery Ensures Pothole Patrol, has repaired more than 300,000 potholes in Johannesburg alone since 2021. Before this program began, potholes were estimated to cost South African motorists 650 million rands in vehicle damage in a single year, enough to fund education for 30,000 children for a year. In contrast, residents of Cape Town report an average of 400 potholes to the city each month, highlighting the ongoing challenge across multiple municipalities. What this means for drivers, while the Department of Transport maintains its claim that reported potholes are fixed promptly, many motorists still experience potholes long before they are repaired, especially on smaller regional and municipal roads. The gap between official repair targets and the reality on the ground continues to fuel frustration among drivers, who deal daily with vehicle damage, increased maintenance costs, and ongoing road safety concerns.
When we say fix, we are talking about patches. And patches always leave some elevation. Eh? Come on, Bean, put the picture there, show them. You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean. We have a pothole, of course, you have to reduce, hit it slow because of suspension. But then we have the patches, and the patches, they don't leave a leveled surface, okay? And that has a very negative impact on our suspension. Let me break it down for you. The car has a suspension which is the lower part of the car, which is what connects the wheels to the actual car. You have shocks, you have tie rods, you have a lot of things there. And those things, they wear out. And they are not cheap. Believe me, they are not cheap. So the problem here is we are hitting more patches. I don't know why they don't fix it properly. Come on, please, Sanral, fix our roads properly. We are spending a lot of money fixing our cars. We want to maintain our cars, not to fix them. So please, fix the roads properly. Don't patch it. Make it leveled. You see, like this. Let's go for the other news. And
South Africa's vehicle recall crisis. Safety system under scrutiny. South Africa is facing what many in the motoring industry are calling a vehicle recall crisis. In 2025, more than 50,000 vehicles were officially recalled across several major automotive brands. This has raised serious concerns about vehicle safety standards in the country. The Automobile Association of South Africa has criticized the country's vehicle safety system, saying that recalls often happen too late after problems are already affecting cars on the road. According to the AA, the increasing number of recalls points to weaknesses in pre-market testing, production oversight, and regulatory checks. In other words, faulty vehicles are being sold before defects are detected and addressed. Examples of recent recalls. Across 2025, vehicles from many well-known brands were affected. These include recalls involving safety issues such as doors that might not latch properly, steering problems, and airbag defects. Ineos Grenadier and Honda models were recalled because door controls could remain stuck, preventing proper closure. Mercedes-Benz and Chevrolet vehicles were recalled for high-voltage starter issues and airbag inflator defects. Multiple Ford, Audi, Volkswagen, Jeep, and Volvo models were also included in separate recall notices throughout the year. Systemic issues highlighted. The AA says South Africa's current recall framework is reactive, not preventative. Instead of catching defects before vehicles reach the road, recalls are issued after defects are discovered, often years after vehicles are sold. This means many drivers may be driving unsafe vehicles without knowing it. Additionally, the system puts the onus on motorists to monitor recall notices and take their vehicles in for repairs. The AA suggests that South Africa needs a more independent, technically capable body to oversee vehicle safety. Such an authority could improve testing and certification before vehicles are sold, reducing the need for large recalls later. What it means for motorists. For everyday drivers, this recall crisis highlights the importance of staying informed. Always check whether your vehicle has outstanding recalls and contact your authorized dealer if you receive a notice. Prompt action can help avoid safety risks and expensive repairs. The AA believes that by improving safety standards and strengthening oversight, South Africa can protect motorists better and prevent recalls from becoming the norm.
every new car has a problem. If you go to the most unreliable cars, most are from the 2020s. Bro, we are not talking about 2010s. We're talking about 2020s. We're talking about vehicles that have less than 5 years. Well, they'll be 5 years now. But how can you explain a Range Rover having a problem with 5,000 kilometers? How can you explain a car from 2020 having problems? How can you explain that? And we have some new brands on the list. Let me break it down for you. We have Ineos and Honda. Ineos is a very new brand. Bro, what's going on? Didn't they test it? The Ineos came to replace the Land Rover Defender because they say, oh no, the new Defender is not that great. We need something. Okay, make something reliable, like the old Defender. You know that thing we used to fix just with a wire. Just go there. You don't need special tools, computers and everything. These cars these days are all computerized. They need computer. Before you actually torque a screw, you have to take to a machine and the machine is gonna tell you. Ah, yeah, you have to talk this, but then do that. That's a lot of admin. We have even Honda. Honda, come on. Honda is one of the most reliable brands. I'm not talking about car models. I'm talking about brand. What is it doing here? And Honda, we have like the Civic 4-door, the Civic Type R. We have the CRV, which is a family car. Imagine you get stuck on the road with your kids going to school or on a trip. It's a car that you trust. I mean, all the cars are cars that we trust. We use them all the time for various reasons. We have, this is not new, Mercedes-Benz and Chevrolet. I won't talk about Chevrolet because they've been giving us problems for some time now. I'm talking about Mercedes-Benz. What is the same error that you can't resolve? Please, we can't live like this. There is actually there is a model on Mercedes, the A class, which is one of the most problematic cars. Man, that thing is a problem. I know a lot of people in the comments are gonna say, oh no, but it's a beautiful car. It's not about beauty, it's about reliability. Okay? How reliable it is, that's the problem. And then we have Jeep, Chrysler, the Citroen, we have the Audi, nothing new about that. We have the most trusted brand in South Africa, which is Volkswagen. We have Ford and Volvo. And that was in May, it was in May 2025. Just to say that the recalls on Mercedes-Benz and Chevrolet occurred in April, and they are part of the list, May list. They are there. The Citroen, we know what it means to have a French car. Nothing goes well with the French. Jeep, I hate Jeeps. I won't talk about Jeeps. Let's go. The Audi, well, anyone here who owns an Audi knows exactly what I'm saying. Whenever something breaks, you have a chain of reparations and fixes to do. Volkswagen, the good thing about Volkswagen in South Africa is that we have a lot of parts. And having a lot of parts, the car is there, like the car is there, parts are there available, some cheap, some not that cheap, but we don't feel that much because we have parts availability, but we expect to be one of the most reliable cars. What is it doing on the recall list? This is a problem. And then we have the Audi. On the Audi, we have the Audi e-tron, the GT, where the this is great, where the high voltage battery may overheat, resulting in an acute fire hazard. Imagine your Audi, your brand new Audi e-tron GT. Beautiful. That guy is beautiful. Look at this. This is beautiful. Catching fire. No. And the same goes for the Volvo. And we are talking about, understand that we are talking about the new technology, which is the hybrids. The batteries are giving us problems when it says the high voltage battery could overheat when fully charged, potentially leading to a thermal event. So are you supposed to drive with a non-charged or a non-fully charged battery? I don't understand. And the affected models we're talking about 2020, 2022. We have the Ford Ranger. What's going on with Ford Ranger? That is a 4x4. That's a bakkie. And the problem, look, listen to this. The Ford Ranger, wrong front lower control arm may have been fitted on the left side of the vehicle, which means instead of fitting the right on the right, they fitted the right on the left. Huh? The separation of the joint may result in loss of control and of the affected wheel. We don't control one wheel or other. What they're saying is that your wheel might come off. Think about that. And the Chevrolet Cruze Aveo and Orlando, I've never heard about Orlando, had a defective propellant inside driver's airbag, which could generate gas faster than intended, which means the airbag can blow without an accident. This is amazing. And then in June we have Volkswagen, where the Polo and the Taygo were recalled due to the gas generators of the front passenger airbag module. Guys, we are having safety problems on our cars. Our cars have problems with airbags, which means they can deploy during an accident or may not deploy if they choose not to, or they can deploy deliberately, like we are driving and then a pothole, poof, poof, done. This is amazing. And then we have the Tiguan All-Space that has the same problem as well. So what's going on with the airbags? What's going on with the airbags? And in June, we have again the Volvo, the Volkswagen. Now we have a truck, a Hino. The Range Rover should be on all the list. And the Mercedes-Benz in July, where the Golf TSI and the GTI, they have a defect in the front passenger seatbelt. Can I continue? Let's go. And then we have the Volvo XC90 plug-in hybrid 2025. This year and 2026, which is the new model, that were recalled because of the braking functionality. Can you imagine you are driving and all of a sudden you're on a very smooth drive and all of a sudden you have to brake, because braking is the only option you have when there is some hazard in front of you. That's the only hope, not the accelerator. And understand that cars these days they come only with 2 pedals. It's the only, because the other one is, forget about it. It's just to rush into it. You want to slow into it. You can't. Nothing. What is this? What's going on? And then we have the Jaguar Land Rover, which is the same company with the airbag issue again. I guess they're buying the airbags of the same company. This is not possible. How come all the cars have the same problem? And then we have the Mercedes-Benz SL, the EQS, the GLC, the S-Class, oh my beloved S-Class, my God. The C-Class is the 206. Those are all cars available from 2023. Understand, it doesn't have 3 years, 2 only. They were called due to the fuse box not being reworked as intended, resulting in system failures, which means the car, sometimes you will want to open your window, it will open the other window or open the door or the bonnet. You might turn on the AC, you might call someone, get wonky. And then we have the Polo again with the passenger airbag. I guess it's very complicated to be a passenger on a Polo these days. Airbag might come off. And we have the Ford Puma, which is the new Ford replacing the Ford Focus, which has a problem on the fuel line rubbing against the bracket, which they don't want to tell you this. If the fuel line is rubbing against the bracket, what happens is after some time that fuel line will open. There's a rupture that is going to happen there and fuel will come out, and then you know what Fords do the best, they catch fire. Kuga, Focus, yes, it doesn't have, like the Kugas were the kings of it, but now every Ford. And then we go even Lexus. Lexus now is a part of the recall list. August 2025, we have Lexus again, we have Ford, we have Nissan, which is not, Nissan has been actually messing up, but let's go. We have Citroen again, where they were understand that the Lexus LX 600, which is the big one, where there's machining debris inside the engine, which means that the engine could seize anytime. You can't have metal debris inside the car, the engine. I mean, you can't, because it will mess up your engine. I'm sorry, it's gonna get fucked. Let's go. We have the Ford Mustang, Everest, the Ford Ranger. They try almost all the Fords. Okay? Where the infotainment system had a freeze. Okay? And then would turn black and then reboot by itself. Softwares in cars are a problem. Even computers have problems with softwares. Understand that computers were made for this. Cars were made to be driven. Now it's a mobile computer, that thing, with pedals and wheels. This is complicated. This is a very huge list. And then comes the Ford again, the BMW. I wonder what the BMW didn't come before, but now we have Ford, BMW, Volkswagen again, Hino, Jeep, Chrysler, Mercedes-Benz again in September 2025. Where let's talk about the Mustangs first, that they have a low pressure fuel pump issue. And then we have the BMW X3, the G45 to be precise. Okay? With the two outer head restraints on the rear seats to be affected. And it says that vehicles were not manufactured correctly. How can you fix something like that? How can you fix a vehicle that was not correctly manufactured? So are you gonna take the phone like, hello, Mr. Brown, can you please bring your car because it was not correctly manufactured? Man, I'm hanging up. I would think that's a scam. It doesn't make sense at all. How can you? Where is the quality control? What are they doing? And then we have the Mercedes-Benz EQE that has issues with the bolting of the steering coupling, which means that the steering can fail anytime. I mean, these are things that someone, well, I'm gonna tell you, when you crash on the road, the police is gonna say that, oh, it was excess speeding. No, my brake pedal failed. No, I went to that house because I couldn't turn. I was driving 30, but I went to the house because I couldn't turn. And because this is a Mercedes now that has this coupling problem on the steering, no, we are talking about not braking, we are talking about not steering, which means we are driving a death trap. And then we go to October, we have again BMW, another French, which Peugeot, which is the same as Citroën. We have Nissan again, we have Opel. What is Opel doing? Opel is still on the market. Oh, sorry. And Ford, where various BMW's models, including Series 3, 4, 5, Z4, X3, X4, were recalled, totaling a whopping 12,491 vehicles. This was because water can enter the starter motor at certain points and cause corrosion. They are not saying that that water would cause the starter motor to slipper. And understand that these days we use a start to go, or start push, whatever, that thing that I hate on the vehicles, where when you stop the car switches off. So the starter motor is always working. So one day you'll be in the traffic because there's water there, doesn't work. And then we have the Peugeot Landtrek, which is the pickup, this one on the screen. This one was a nationwide recall. That's why I see so, like, there were not many on the roads. Now there's like even less. Okay, I want to talk about that, the issue. And then we have the Nissan Qashqai, where 1,665, which means all the Qashqais, because I wonder who buys them. And these were like made available from 2021 to 2024 that were recalled because there was a potential for the fuel pipe would move. I mean, like, if the fuel pipe can move freely, can detach, means that all of a sudden when the car is working, the pump is actually, those pumps are high pressure, can throw, you know what happens. Oh my God. And then we have the BMWs with the seatbelt problem. And as we go down, we come to November. We have Land Rover, Volvo, Lexus, and Isuzu or whatever it is, where all the Land Rovers model, they had a problem with moisture that they say that might have entered the gear shift module during the assembly process, which means it's not your problem, you, the owner, it's not your problem. It's their problem when they manufactured the car, that they didn't actually store the gear shift assemble module in a very in a controlled condition. Come on, moisture. This got worse. And we have Lexus with problems on the aircon, and the Isuzu's, I believe this is a truck that has a problem with the airbag or the supplemental restraint system, which is SRS. But that is not because the airbag might blow, whatever. It just says that something is wrong on the wiring. All these things, they should have been addressed during manufacturing. This has nothing to do with us as the vehicle owners. In December, to mess up your Christmas and your festive season, we have Jeep again for you. And not forgetting the Kia, which is strange because Kia supposedly they are reliable, but 18,600 Kia vehicles. Oh, and they are older models. They were recalled because of an ABS fuse replacement, which means that the ABS might not work at some point, which will affect severely on your braking, especially on these days that it's raining. It's very important to have ABS. And we have the Jeep Wrangler, which is a car where 323 Jeep Wranglers have a problem inside the clock spring, which compromises airbag circuits. Guys, we have to understand what it means to have airbag systems on our cars. Like, it's something that's happening on every brand. So this means that the brands share the same parts now. So if you say that you have Mercedes, you might find out that no, you have a Renault underneath. And to close our news today, we have this question: what it's like to drive a 15-year-old French car in South Africa? I'm gonna tell you, it's rubbish. Anywhere in the world, a French car is rubbish. Buy a Toyota, a 15-year-old Toyota. Buy. Don't blink. You can buy all the Mercedes before 2015. They work very, very well. Even the BMWs, they work very well from that era. I mean, what we have these days is very complicated. There's a lot of plastic parts inside our cars, and it's bad. I mean, like, let's not talk about those other ones. Let's talk about the French. And when we talk about the French, I'm seeing like the major brands that are sold worldwide. We are talking about the Peugeot, Renault, Citroën. Well, Citroën and Peugeot are the same brand. They share everything, and that has been like that for a while. Sorry. Yeah, one of the problems of owning 15-year-old Peugeot is that those cars, they didn't even have parts available even when they were new. It's worse even now. You suffer a lot to find parts, even though some like the Peugeot, I guess it's the C1 that share parts with the Toyota Agya or Igo or Iga, something like that. It's Igo. And but and the Peugeot, no, it's the Citroen C1, Toyota Igo, sorry, and the Peugeot 107. They share like the same platform. Don't buy a 15-year-old French car. That's my word of advice today. Please, I beg. I can't go on more news. Car news are kind of depressing for someone who loves cars. I'm sorry. I need to put it.